Well, hi guys. Just put a little bit of a video together of just the first few little jobs or chores I was doing with my knife, with my new knife. I do apologise. I've just realised in the first, I think, 3 clips, I've got my friend who I was off fishing with holding the camera, and unfortunately he's held it upright instead of side on. So if you could just bear with me, if you've got any interest in this, just for the first for the first 2 or 3 minutes. And then it goes back to a bit of a more normal picture. So anyway, with that, I'll get on with showing you what the results were on the first few little tasks.
New knife, first use, food prep. See how the 2.5mm tip holds up. There we go.
Oh, I can hold it.
Don't worry about the background noise, we've got company.
Where's the beer? Cheers.
These is fish to do next.
Salmon caught a fish, hey?
That. There we go.
We can call Mummy out here so we're not doing a salmon. Send it, hi there. Can you make fire?
Slicing through.
Yeah, come.
So, obviously there's no problem with cutting meat, obviously, but it's not sticking, it's not binding, it's not dragging. That 2.5mm tip slides through like a bloody good kitchen knife. I won't do both of them because obviously it's going to get a bit boring. That's one chicken breast. I will now give my hands a quick one. I'll move on to the onion and see how we do with an onion. Yeah. Obviously a lot thicker than a kitchen knife. Right. Definitely a lot more cutting than there is forcing away like you tend to get with the thicker 4mm. So yeah, that's quite nice. It's slicing it through, it's not breaking it and ripping it off, it's actually slicing through. So it's just using the tip third of the knife. Sliding through very nicely. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it's not sort of like forcing it away like a 4mm or 5mm blade, 5mm tip would. Pretty good. Oh, the bloody eyes are going. Oh, fine, well, that's a good onion. Here's the old shrooms. See how we go here. Oh yes. They normally get busted and flown off with a 4mm. Not as good as a 2mm, but next food prep, the Donald.
What are you doing, Simon?
I'm making a video, Jasper, just to show my new knife design in use. So there we go. Very nice, nothing flying off. Next job for the knife, after the awesome job of chopping up, is cleaning the trout and ponacing. So I'll show you how I do that. So I don't know if it's something new or not, but what I do is I go in at the vent and then just slide up. Oh hell, I'll tell you what, now that's a sharp knife. Even if I say so myself. Oh, look at that row. Now I take the chin, you go into one side of the tongue, across, and just out. Put your knife down, get hold of that, pull the jaw up, pull back.
I couldn't see that.
And as you pull back, the most important thing is the knife. And everything comes out, all the guts, everything comes out with that in one go. Nip off the vent. Then on the inside, the bloodline, just run your knife down the bloodline. There we go. And in she goes for a clean. And you just clean that, get all that blood out, because that's actually the liver. So you want all that blood out, because if you don't, it can make the taste bad.
What's the knife called?
So that's my new, the SGW bushcrafter. And there we have, one cleaned, ready to cook or do whatever you want with trout. Opening a beer bottle. Oh. Oh. Well, I don't have a 1-inch hemp rope, but I have a big fluffy dog toy. Ben, one, slide it. Oh, hi. I'm just going to use the new knife to ponace a trout. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'll probably film it and then edit this because I have put a vid out before on how to ponace trout. So hopefully this will be okay. One little bit of a tip though, if you're going to do any ponacing, not part of this bit, but if you're going to ponace anything, it is better left sort of like 24, 48 hours once the rigor's gone, because without that it's really difficult to get the bones to come out of the meat. So I always leave them. So we've got back from the trip. So this has been in the fridge now for this is got 2 days. So well, crack on now. But like I say, if you ever try it straight out the river, you'll know what I mean. Steady, steady. Steady on there, Blaine. Steady on there. Toggles out. Heck, they do some nice fish on that there Lake Taupo and Tongariro, I've got to say. That's where that little taper down to the thinner tip comes in. That's definitely a little bit cleaner and easier than with a thicker one, which is the whole point. So. Coming off very clean, very nice. Went all the way back, get all the ribs right the way back to the vent. There we go, and then just follow the ribs round to the bone. All the way around there. And just ease that down the ribs to that backbone. There we go. And you can start to feel when you go into the back. Just a little bit of skin there. Puts just in a case of just pushing those ribs down. That's it. There we go. 2, 1, 2, 3. Go. To that. Oh, not too bad. Let's get meat on that. There we have 2 pretty decent trout fillets. I'm not going to pick up and talk to the camera because I'll get gunk all over the camera. But I think very nice job, very good job. Meat and chips. I personally much prefer to leave the skin on, but we'll just see how we go. Like I say, just using the tip, you have to slightly alter the technique, but the fact that the tip is 2.5mm, it's not splitting them and smashing them to pieces like normally does. There we go. Does it matter? Not unless you're obsessed or you just want to try something a bit different. And I'm both. Oh, God, that's a bit manky. Peeling? Oh, yes, look at that. That's the difference, just having that blade a little bit thinner. As in, it's not as deep, sorry, it's narrower, not thinner, but not as deep here. Just the control you get, being able to do peeling jobs like that, all the way around. Much more control, much more controllable. Slightly rounder grip, just rolls in the hand. Don't get the fingers tired. Much nicer. That's working. And yes, when I go away, we go bush, we do take potatoes, we take onions, we take carrots. Much easier. Ha-ha! Bit next. Ha-ha! Here we go. To the... Now I'm doing this in my back garden, being completely honest. I'm not out in the woods somewhere. That's quite simply because I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to do this again. I just wanted to have a bit of a trial. So, there you go. It doesn't matter where you practice, as long as you practice. Very nice. Alright. This one where it's thickest. Very nice. Obviously using the thick part of the knife. Piece of piddly, piece of piddly. Two out of that. With the edge. So yeah, it flies apart. Oh, nice thin one, good. Another one like that would be nice, and that'll be off. I'm doing all this because. Yeah. Nice piece of Pahutakawa. That's it. Oh. I'll try and edit most of the noise out. The bin men have just decided to turn up now and we've got some workmen in the street. But anyway, I will carry on. Oh, lovely. Like a knife through butter. Oh, yeah. Gotta be careful I'm not pressing on too hard, I'm getting big chunks. I'll do for the first one though. First one I've done with this. There we go. And don't forget when you do feather sticks, bit of a tip, if I remember to edit this out, don't do them all tiny thin ones. I'll do at least one, possibly two really thin to do the ferro with, but a bit thicker. Helps to get your fire going. You don't want them all really thin, and that takes more work as well. So whack a few thick ones out, get your hand in again, and then start working on the thinner ones. Oh, good. One. That should be pretty good. When you're doing this, always good to put something on the ground, because even if you're out in the bush, you know, you could go into the soil and hit a stone or something like that. Which won't do your edge any good. Gosh, there's some bit denser heartwood there. One of the most beautiful feather sticks in the world, but I'm testing my knife, not my stick making ability. Pretty quick, that should get one going. I'm going to have to do a thin one I think in a second. Right, I'm getting a bit thin on that one now. There's a bit of a tip. If you're getting a bit thin, you're worried, a bit of a support. Like that. There we go. And this is the one that you're going to light. So this is the one you want the really fine shavings off. And if they're falling, don't worry, just pick them up Put them in there. That should do me, should that. There we go. Right, get them out of the way. Barrow rod, always attached to yourself. Ha ha. Right, here we go. I think we'll call that a goer. Bloody awesome. That was easy. That was just too easy. So, very happy with that. In fact, very happy with that. So anyway, so how are we doing up to press? Well, I think I'm reasonably happy with that. So, oh yes, she's coming together nicely. This might all seem a bit disjointed, but yeah, my remit was to set out to make a knife that, you know, did a good job of all the sorts of things I was wanting it to do, and I'm very happy with it up to press. There was never any intention of torture testing it and abusing it and things like that. That's happened. I've done bits of stuff like that with my other blades, so I have no reason to suspect that would be any different with this one. But yeah, as it stands, it was purely, you know, the sort of jobs, and I've got to stop looking over there, so that's before I put the knife down, so I keep looking at the knife. Just got to hope I'm in camera here and everything's alright, but yeah, I don't know what to say really. Yeah, it's just, it's done everything I've wanted it to do to press, absolutely stonkingly. It's met every expectation, so I'm very happy with it, I'm very pleased. Obviously there's a long way to go, and you know, plenty more use yet, and hope it keeps on going like that. So, you know, anyway, with that I will sign off, and I'll catch you on the flip side, guys.